What is happening? Welcome to another pitcher video breakdown. My name is Nick Pollack, founder of Pitcher List, and today we're going to talk about Casey Mize, who just went 7 innings, 300 runs against the White Sox. He's been on an incredible run recently, and we're going to talk about how he's getting it done. If you don't know Casey Mize, he's on the Tigers, of course. He was a highly touted prospect last year, and now he's in his first real full season for the Tigers. He throws a four-seamer, a sinker, a slider, and a splitter for the most part. There is a curveball in there as well. And as of late, the slider has been doing a lot more work than we're used to. The splitter has been in and out. Generally, splitters are volatile. Sinker, more for getting strikes. And actually, fastballs have been used to elevate and get whiffs as well. And in this one, he had 17 whiffs. And that's because of that slider and four-seamer getting a lot of those. So we're going to talk about that today, watching this second inning against the Chicago White Sox. And this first pitch we're about to see here from Mize to Yerman Mercedes, well, likely is going to be a secondary pitch is my guess, because it's a big batter, and generally we see first pitches to larger sluggers. You're going to see a secondary pitch of some kind to keep them off the heater. So let's see what Mize goes with. And there it is. There's your first pitch slider. Falls in for a strike. And I love the Chicago White Sox broadcast. It shows us the exact pitch type every time. Super, super helpful. But yeah, you're going to see this and you see, oh man, that's a hanger that's right in the middle of the plate. That's not a very good pitch. Well, it gets someone like Mercedes, who's often going to be looking for a first pitch fastball to crush. If you can get a slider over the plate like this, you're likely going to get a first pitch strike and get ahead of the batter. So after that, after you gain that slider for a strike, you might want to throw a second one. And there he does. Well, it's a curveball. That's a bit of a hanger as well, as that ended at the top of the zone. You kind of want this down a bit, and good on Mercedes at the very least. I mean, kind of. He's on his front foot. He thinks this is too meaty of a pitch for him to say no. Honestly, if he took this, that might have been called as a ball. Generally, curveballs have a tough time getting that called strike at the top of the zone because it falls so late back down. But good on Mize. He threw it inside the zone. Got a foul ball, kept Mercedes off that fastball. Look how early his foot is down, his butt is out. He's trying to buy as much time as he can to get the bat back to make some content on this, as he looks like he's contact on it. He looks like he's committed. So 0-2 now. And you got to think, what is the put away pitch for Casey Mize? It could be an elevated fastball. He hasn't thrown this entire time, and Mercedes looks ready to swing, especially given that knuckle curve in the last pitch. It could be that slider down if he's feeling good with that. Could be the splitter down. He's got a lot of options right now. The thing is, if he goes with a fastball first here at 0-2, that essentially says, well, I'm going to rephrase this. Here at 0-2, if Mize goes for a four-seamer, the first four-seamer he's thrown this at bat, and he misses, he's essentially telling Mercedes, I'm not going to throw a four-seamer next. It's going to be another breaking ball. However, he throws a breaking ball of any kind, he can kind of keep holding back that fastball and saving it a bit more. So there is a bit of risk-reward involved with that. You do translate a bit more of the sequencing after. I mean, you could say, Nick, just throw another fastball after that. And yeah, you might do that, but it does generally mean after throwing that hard pitch, you go back to the stuff that Mercedes has been going with. So I would imagine you're going to go see another off-speed pitch here at 0-2. And that's what you got. 86 mile per hour slider, excuse me. Down and away. So now you missed that at 1-2. Now might be the time then to go to an up or in fastball. He went up and in, but that was a curveball that was poorly thrown and completely missed. And he still has not thrown a single heater in this entire at bat. You just got to forget about that one. And if you feel good about the curveball, which I don't know if Mize does, because that's kind of two that he's missed a bit. The first one was not really as ideal as it normally can be. And not to mention, Mize's knuckle curve is not one of his major pitches. So I'm expecting either a slider or a fastball here. Maybe that splitter if he's feeling it. Feels comfortable with it, but I would probably say the heater. And he does. Sinker doesn't quite get it where he wants to. It's interesting through a sinker, because if it was, I mean, look where the catcher's set up here. He kind of wants this up and in. Sinker would be then biting inside, which actually might be the good pitch call too. You're not trying to go for necessarily the strikeout. You're just trying to get an out. And a Mercedes just saw some secondary, so it might be aggressive on it. So you actually might be able to throw a sinker that falls off the plate. You get the swing, you can get the grounder. He pulls that one down. So at 3-2 here, what's the pitch that Mize trusts for a strike? Probably is going to be the slider. No, it's a four-seamer. Oh, that's a great one. Really good. He hasn't thrown a single pitch, a single heater up in the zone. The only sinker was down here. Mercedes hasn't been timed to it. This is at 96. It's elevated, which means he needs to get a little bit earlier than usual. He's probably thinking he's going to throw that slider because that's the pitch he's been throwing this at bat, or really is most comfortable with inside the zone. Cool stuff there from Mize. And honestly, throwing those secondary pitches and focusing on those allows that four-seamer to get those whiffs. Really, really cool stuff. So now he's against a lefty. Different approach here. You see them setting up a way that generally would mean that you're going to start with a changeup down and away. That's just the kind of the book against lefties, or really the opposite handedness. You either go jam them inside with, say, like cutters or something like that. Maybe you can go back to a breaking ball, or you could go a changeup away, or you can just go a fastball. Yeah. So typically, when it comes to fastballs, I call it the X, essentially. You make an X through the zone. So there's this line here, and there's a line here. You generally want to go this one, and you want to avoid this one. Think of it kind of like the bat plane. Like if you stand a line out, and where the bat barrel is, it's along this. So if you stay up and in or down and away, those are the two places where the bat line does not cross, right? So that's one X, and this is the other line of it. So Mize is trying to go down and away. That's fine with fastballs. You generally want to go up and in. But the one thing you don't want is that intersection, of course, right down the middle. And I got to say, 93 right down the middle to a Grandal. You got away with one there. So 0-1, he's going to try and execute the thing that he wanted to do before. That was a sinker. Missed again. So that's two straight fastballs from Mize. Probably a secondary pitch of some kind. No, another fastball, and he got the grounder. Look at that. So that's an interesting at-bat. That was 3 straight. So let's go back here. So he's trying to throw a fastball down and away. Doesn't get that spot. Tries to throw a fastball down and away. Doesn't get that spot. And he tries to throw a fastball down and away. And doesn't get that spot. And that is actually, I mean, that's a hard hit ball. It is a grounder. Grandal wasn't at his peak for this. You know, and in his peak, that probably is lofted a bit to right. But I mean, that is hard hit. It's just straight into the shift. But yeah, that's a deadly place to throw a fastball, especially in a 1-1 count where you're looking heater. Yeah, you got away with one there. All right. So now 2 outs. Same kind of idea. You got a lefty up, and I think he's going to try and execute the same thing we just did against Grandal. And he does get closer to it. You know, if Lamb is aggressive here, that he might roll over that and push that either towards towards short if he's staying back on it, or if he's got a long swing, he'll roll over that for a grounder to the right side. But all right, he misses with it. So it's essentially 4 straight fastballs that Mize has not put where he wants to. He hasn't once hit this quadrant with a heater. So fine, he goes away from it, goes to a slider, and once again, we're seeing that slider get an effective strike in the zone. It's not what Lamb was looking for. He was able to get a called strike. It's free real estate. Okay, so this is talking about the X, right? Generally, where you want to be is down and away or up and in. It looks like they're going to go up and in with a heater. I like this call. Oh, and he gets it down, and this is what I was talking about with Grandal, as this ball is very gone. So if you remember with Grandal's pitch, you know, his landed about here. I'm going to put the mouse right where Grandal's ground out was, and we'll see how close that fastball is to this. I mean, it's a bit higher, a little bit more tasty to hit for Jake Lamb. You got to get this in. This is part of the bad part of the X, and you got to get this up and in. Mize's four-seamer is not what makes him good. Elevating that and setting up sliders and secondary stuff makes him better. Generally, and also like getting fastballs, you know, down over here is normally part of his game. He generally has better command. And he still can't hit it. You know, that's 0 for 6 on fastballs. He still hasn't quite hit down and away to a lefty yet. Doesn't get the pitch call too. That's unfortunate. But hey, when it rains, it pours, right? Let's see if we can do it. Come on. Not really. That's a miss again. I mean, that's really right in the middle. A lefty like Garcia is going to slap that to left often. I mean, that's really okay. So against left-handers, this is kind of a rule against left-handers for the most part. Maybe right-handers you could say too, definitely, when it's opposite-handedness. But if you're a right-handed pitcher going against a left-hander, especially someone like Garcia, I think also like Brett Gardner, these speedster hitters from the left side, they are often trying to push the ball the other way, right? And get out of the box and try and, use their speed. They're trying to not do, get massive lift, all that kind of stuff. That essentially means that they are looking on the outer third and in the top half of the zone. It's hard to slap it down, but if you get in the middle or up, you can push it to left field effectively. And that's exactly what Garcia got here. I mean, this is a pitch. This is a pitch that he's able to push to the left field. He's not trying to do too much with it. And that's generally what you want to avoid against those types of hitters. So it looks like I missed one here. There's a pitch missing. 1-0 here against Hamilton. It's the same idea, and that's a really nice slider. I don't know if that's exactly what he was looking to do. It's kind of like the 1-0 slider that we saw before against Jake Lamb. He's just trying to get this over the plate for a strike. But, I mean, if Mize could actually command this to lefties, that's filthy. This is going to get a swing and a miss a lot if you can consistently get this right off the plate, boring inside. You can see from the glove, like, he's trying to get this out over here, and he misses it, but who cares? Whiff. Good stuff. Now, it looks like the glove is set up again so that he's trying once again to hit that sinker down and away, which he hasn't done once this entire inning. And that's where Grandal had it, pretty much close to Lamb. That's a dangerous pitch. That's supposed to be on the outer half, not the inner half. Kind of got away with one there. So now 0-2. Maybe it's the splitter finally. We haven't seen this entire inning. This is a perfect situation for it. You just threw a fastball for a strike. 0-2, down away. It's against opposite-handedness. When he gets that four-seamer up, and once again, I mean, this is the outer half and up. Hamilton, isn't the best hitter, and he just lines that out or flies that out. But he's just trying to push this to left field, right? That's what you'll see. So that was not a strong inning. I mean, sure, obviously there was a home run from Lamb. All that aside, though, the outs that he earned, not strong, right? Save for the strikeout to Mercedes, that was good stuff. I mean, kind of battled his secondaries, but that final pitch, that four-seam was really nice. But that was the only right-hander. And Mize struggled against lefties. I am curious to see, considering when that splitter is not there as a good nullifier, he didn't really have the fastball command down and away. And the slider had its moments, but isn't quite the overwhelming pitch to make him consistently good against them. So it's something to consider moving forward. I hope the Mize can get that fastball command better down and away. And then, then he can go and succeed in the majors as we all want him to. But that's going to do it for today for this video breakdown. If you want to watch these live, go to twitch.tv/pitcherlist. I stream every single weekday morning Eastern time, so definitely go check it out there. But that's going to do it for today. So as always, may your BABIPs be low and your strikeouts high.